No one imagined that a young TikTok star could be hiding a horrifying secret until he uploaded a cryptic video of himself preparing for a mugshot. Mr. Prada was a funny guy with millions of followers, but behind the camera, his twisted mind hid a dangerous murder plot no one ever saw coming. After his brutal crime shocked the internet, his own followers caught him fleeing the scene before police officers gave him the real mugshot. 20-year-old Theodore Thomas, known online as Mr. Prada to his millions of followers, was a recognizable figure, both loved and hated. With over 4 million followers on his main account, Mr. Prada became infamous for his comedic and relatable videos, many of which he was accused of copying from other creators. Repeated copyright violations forced him to create account after account, yet somehow, he still racked up over 500 million likes. His most popular, Mr. Prada 4556, at one point reached 4.1 million followers, though that number has since declined to around 3.9 million. Theodore first went viral in October 2022, but several TikTok accounts began calling him out for blatantly copying jokes, skits, and concepts from other creators, sometimes replicating videos shot for shot. While many accused him of lacking creativity, Mr. Prada's unapologetic attitude toward the criticism only added to his online persona. In fact, he would often make videos saying he wasn't bothered at all by the backlash. But as the months passed, his followers grew increasingly worried, especially as his posts turned more ominous and cryptic. In one disturbing clip, he said, "Practicing for my mugshot, because this might be the year someone meets God if they piss me off too much." He posted an unsettling video of himself shaving his head, ranting about how disgusting life felt.
Hi guys, a lot is going on, but all I got to do is just look this, I need a change. So we're gonna cut the hair off. Like, it just got to go. The hair got to go. The hair got to go. Enough of this. Okay, life update. Life is a fucking mess. Life is a mess. This shit, like, I just cannot believe this is my reality right now. My life is hell. My life is a prison. Get me the fuck out. Like, I just woke up yesterday. I woke up yesterday. I looked at the ceiling. I said, ah! This thing look like an egg. What the fuck? Why you look like an egg? Why you look like an egg?
Viewers were confused and concerned, but Theodore reassured them he was getting therapy, though the name of his therapist was never revealed. On the morning of September 29, 2024, just before 8:30 a.m., the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office responded to a call from a driver who had spotted a suspicious object wrapped in a tarp visible off Highway 51 North in Louisiana. Within hours, responding deputies arrived at the scene and cautiously examined the abandoned tarp. As they unwrapped it, they uncovered the body of an adult male. His death appeared both brutal and violent. Though the corpse was initially unidentifiable, an autopsy would soon begin to reveal critical answers. Detectives eventually identified the victim as 69-year-old therapist and former priest, Dr. William Nicholas Abraham. Known to friends as Nick, Dr. Abraham was not just a therapist, he was an author and a well-respected counselor with over 30 years of experience in treating substance abuse, depression, and anxiety. There was little evidence at the scene, but detectives were able to determine that the murder had not occurred there. He had likely been killed elsewhere and his body dumped off the side of Highway 51.
Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff Gerald Sticker described Abraham's death as very violent and very physical, telling WAFB that Abraham died of blunt force trauma to the head, neck, and shoulders.
At this point, we don't know a motive. We know this was a very violent attack, and we don't know if it was, one suspect or multiple.
Sheriff Sticker says they have not recovered any murder weapons, and they don't believe it happened where Abraham's body was found.
Dr. Nick was a well-known figure in Baton Rouge. He was often a guest on Weekends with Whitney, where he offered thoughtful and often lighthearted perspectives on the challenges of mental health.
So Dr. Nick joins us this morning with how to be more positive in a cruel world.
Yeah, and how to take the word optimism and really give it the flesh that it needs, because I don't like notion of optimism is, my mother died, so it's a 9 on a 10. I mean, there are bad things that happen, and there are some times when we're really sad.
In addition to private counseling, Dr. Nick provided group therapy and public presentations, helping people cope with PTSD, depression, and relationship issues. Born in 1954, Nick grew up in Clarksdale, Mississippi. He earned a Master of Divinity in Theology and a PhD in counseling from Marquette University. Friends described him as exceptionally kind-hearted and deeply committed to helping others.
The family of 69-year-old William Nicholas Abraham is in shock.
No one should take a life but God. No one. He's the only one that can take a life. And for someone to take someone else's life, you're a coward.
On Sunday morning, their brother was found dead in northern Tangipahoa Parish, his body wrapped in a tarp on the side of Highway 51. The family says he was well known in Baton Rouge and used to appear weekly on WBRZ.
He made a mark on people's lives and helped them be better people.
According to his brothers, he was a Catholic priest for 14 years before becoming a therapist. Now the family is left with memories and questions.
Why, when, how? No, we're all blinded by it, but we'll get answers.
His death became a devastating blow to the Baton Rouge community, but the investigation into his murder quickly led to an unexpected and deeply disturbing suspect. Police began by searching Dr. Nick's home and office, looking for any signs of a struggle.
Investigators have searched Dr. Abraham's home and say they did not see any signs of a crime occurring there.
And we're just asking anybody in the public that knows our victim if they saw him on Saturday evening anytime.
They found nothing. However, his black 2018 Lincoln MKZ was missing. Then on the afternoon, the vehicle was spotted at a shopping center in Denham Springs.
It's registered to a homicide victim that was located in northern Tangipahoa Parish on September.
Fortunately, a public surveillance camera caught images of the driver. Store security showed the same man exiting the vehicle and walking into several businesses in the plaza. The suspect quickly spread across news outlets and then like wildfire across social media. It didn't take long for the internet to explode with recognition. People who followed Terrion, better known as Mr. Prada, quickly contacted the sheriff's department, identifying him as the man behind the wheel of Dr. Nick's black Lincoln MKZ. Once police reviewed the surveillance footage, they descended on Terrion's apartment, but when they arrived, he was nowhere to be found. After obtaining a search warrant, they forced entry into the unit, and what they found was horrifying. Investigators believed they had found the murder scene. According to the Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, there was a significant amount of blood throughout the apartment. Multiple sharp objects and other weapons were also recovered. Despite clear attempts to clean the crime scene, it was evident that a violent struggle had taken place. DNA testing of the blood found in Terrion's apartment was fast-tracked, then came back as a match to Dr. Nick. Police obtained surveillance footage from the apartment complex, showing Dr. Nick arriving around 11 a.m. that Saturday morning. After that, he was never seen leaving. As detectives canvassed the area, neighbors reported seeing Terrion on the day of the murder. Witness claimed to have seen him dragging an object wrapped in a blue tarp to a black vehicle, matching the car Dr. Nick had driven.
According to an arrest warrant, Abraham is seen on surveillance video arriving at Thomas's apartment Saturday morning in Baton Rouge. Hours later, the warrant says we saw Thomas drag an object wrapped in a blue-colored tarp into the victim's vehicle.
There was evidence of a struggle. There was evidence where we do believe that the crime probably occurred there.
For those who had followed Mr. Prada online and laughed at his antics for years, the news was a devastating shock. But for more observant viewers, the signs had been there simmering beneath the surface all along. In retrospect, many viewers now see Terrion's recent online behavior as a cry for help. The first public signs of mental decline can perhaps be traced back to a video which he shaved his head and his eyebrows.
I was almost perfect, but now I have to start over. I got to start from scratch.
Don't do anything drastic unless you want to look like this.
There's a lot to unpack, but a few key points stand out. In one video, he openly told his audience that he was suffering from bipolar disorder, a condition known for intense mood swings, impulsive behavior, and other difficult symptoms.
I got bipolar. I'm bipolar. Yeah. Y'all never seen anybody that's bipolar before? See, I was trying to hide it, but it just slipped out.
As law enforcement across Louisiana searched for him, many began to speculate whether Dr. Nick Abraham had actually been Terrion's therapist. However, officials were quick to clarify that there was no evidence that Dr. Abraham had ever treated him. The day after Nick's body was discovered, police remained on high alert for the missing black Lincoln MKZ. The vehicle's license plate was spotted near the intersection of Sherwood and Dorsey in Livingston.
Abraham's black Lincoln was spotted at a shopping center, and after releasing these images of the driver, identified Thomas as a person of interest. But when police in Baton Rouge tried to pull him over, they say Thomas led them on a chase.
Terrion was nowhere to be found, but ironically, a car crash would change everything.
In this parking lot, he tried to back up, and when he realized he couldn't get out, he hopped up onto this curb and went through this breezeway. He drove through this way, crashing into this planter right here, and then made his way to the back parking lot. The wheel then fell off the car back here. He got out and ran through those buildings.
A bystander who witnessed the crash began recording as Mr. Prada fled the scene.
The police chasing him with his gun out, move back.
And watch closely here, a woman who saw it unfold shot this video of the driver, believed to be Mr. Prada, running off.
Only a few frames showed the back of his head, but even that was enough to confirm his unmistakable identity. Unaware of his involvement in a murder, family members picked him up and brought him back to his home. They later told police that he left shortly afterward for the bus station, reportedly heading to Dallas. It's unclear whether Dallas was his final destination, but investigators suspect he was attempting to reach the U.S.-Mexico border. On October 1, 2024, the same day as Dr. Nick's funeral, Terrion Thomas was arrested in Dallas.
A TikTok creator with millions of followers is in the Dallas County Jail accused of murder.
Terrion Thomas, a.k.a. Mr. Prada, was arrested in Dallas on suspicion of stealing the victim's vehicle. But today, investigators added a murder charge, 20-year-old's rap sheet, saying he brutally beat a well-known Louisiana therapist. Meredith Yeomans has the details.
Today, I'm going to...
Known as Mr. Prada to his 4 million TikTok followers, his real name is Terrion Thomas. And out of all his videos, this one of him practicing his mugshot stands out. Because a year later, Thomas has a real mugshot.
He was initially charged with second-degree murder and obstruction of justice, but the murder charge was later upgraded to first degree. Speculation exploded over how a famous TikTok personality could be connected to a 69-year-old man. Law enforcement kept details scarce, stating that digital evidence, including data from messaging and dating apps, was being reviewed to determine if the two men had ever connected online. It's very possible that Dr. Abraham had been meeting with Terrion to provide therapy. With more than 3 decades of experience treating clients with depression and anxiety, Terrion would have fit his patient profile. Considering Mr. Prada's erratic and troubled behavior in the weeks leading up to the killing, it's plausible that he was in a manic state or experiencing impulsive thoughts when the attack occurred. But other theories have surfaced. One in particular has stirred intense speculation. A 2015 allegation that Dr. Nick may have inappropriately touched an 11-year-old boy during a therapy session. The identity of the alleged victim was never publicly disclosed, and Dr. Nick strongly denied the claims, insisting that any physical contact was therapeutic and professional.
Law enforcement is still working to confirm a motive. Court records show that Abraham was arrested in 2015. He was accused of inappropriately touching an 11-year-old boy during a therapy session. The records show he was never charged.
His counseling license was temporarily suspended during the investigation, but he posted $25,000 bail and was later released. Still, many in the Baton Rouge community stood by Dr. Nick, remembering him as a healer, not an abuser. Back in Louisiana, Terrion Thomas was booked into the parish jail. He immediately invoked his right to legal counsel and has remained silent on the charges since.
Today, the man accused of killing Baton Rouge area therapist Nicholas Abraham was in court for a bond hearing. Terrion Thomas is charged with first-degree murder. News 2's Alexis Maroney here with the update.
Thomas's attorney admits that social media has played a huge role in how this investigation has unfolded and how the public has perceived it. But he's asking the public to keep an open mind.
If you put it out there, it probably will be out there forever for somebody to know about it. And so, and that's why I'm telling the public, the system, allow this process to unfold. Don't jump to conclusions, because once everything is uncovered, then make a concise judgment and conclusion.
In Louisiana, a first-degree murder conviction carries the possibility of the death penalty. The charge of obstruction of justice alone carries a maximum sentence of 40 years. As of May 2025, the case remains in pretrial proceedings and is progressing slowly. Prosecutors have yet to publicly disclose a motive. Strangely, they've also stated that no clear prior relationship between Terrion and Dr. Nick has been established. It's a tragic case that proves viral fame can hide deep and invisible pain. Sometimes, the loudest voices online are the ones silently falling apart.
Get this shit off me. Shit.
If you're still with us, thank you for watching. Show some love by smashing that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.